Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel, BK World TV. Today we will be continuing the Build the U.S.S. Enterprise D series by DeAgostini Japan, Pack 6, stages 19 through 22. So as you can see here, we will be continuing on the Build the U.S.S. Enterprise D series for Pack 6, stages 19 through 22. This is from DeAgostini Japan. So we have the magazine for Pack 6 and then all the parts for the stages. So let's go ahead and first review the contents of the magazine. So if we look at the contents for the magazine, we'll skip over the build steps and go directly to the back. So first they talk about episode 20 from season 1, which is the Heart of Glory. As you can see, they have some of the behind the scenes photos here, as well as the Talarian freighter picture there. That one is probably maybe from the episode itself. And then on the next page they talk about episode 21, which is the Arsenal of Freedom. I believe this one was that with the automated drone system, with that weapon drone, and then the automated salesman, where Geordi LaForge initiates the saucer separation and then takes command of the drive section, which I believe was the second time they did the saucer separation in the TNG series. So that was an interesting episode. And then going on to episode 22, which is symbiosis. Yeah, some of the information on that. And I think I may have skipped through, but they do talk about casting TNG, like Beverly Crusher. Talk about that on the sides on a couple of the pages. But anyways, moving on to episode 23, which is the Skin of Evil. I believe this is the episode with Armus. And then Toshiyar, unfortunately, dies in this episode. You can see some of the behind the scenes photo. But yeah, I think Denise Crosby wanted to, leave the series. I think they talk about that in here. But anyways, yeah, this was the on-screen death of a character. So kind of saddening in some ways as well. But we do see Denise Crosby again in future episodes as like a Romulan and stuff. So, but yeah, anyways, and then they talk about casting Worf over here. This is just a quick overview of the contents. If you're subscribed to this build series, you should be able to take a look at the magazine. I just wanted to give a quick show of what the contents are in the magazines for each pack. But anyways, we will now move on to building Pack 6, which is stages 19 through 22. So for this first part of stage 19, there were some issues with the video recording. So this few minutes, or just maybe a few seconds, will be just a voiceover. But basically, in stage 19, we'll be first creating the deck panel and installing the windows and escape pods. So we'll start from there, and then you'll see the video of the deck panel with the escape pods and windows installed. So we'll carry on from there. So as you can see, we now got all the escape pods and both the clear and blackened windows installed. We will be installing the windows in this section in the next few steps, but for now we'll be adding this black sticker that came with the pack, which is this one here, and we will be adding it right over these 4 windows that's in between the row of escape pods. So let's go ahead and add that, tape that over. sticker actually stays on, just like that. And then next we will be taking these windows here for these larger windows. They're separated from the regular sized windows, and then we will be installing it onto this empty row here. So we'll be right back. So as you can see, we got the longer window pieces installed right in the center there. So now what we'll be doing is we'll be taking these two lights. They're a total of 4 in this stage, but we'll be taking 2 of them. And then we'll be bending the light just like that. So it'll install onto the reflector piece. And then we'll be taking the reflector piece, which is right over here. And then basically the reflector piece will attach just like that. Just like that. It'll only go in one direction, so it'll match with the holes on the side as well as the screw holes in the center. And then we'll be taking, we'll be separating these two pieces of the lights out a little bit. So what we'll be doing next is we will be installing the lighting. So the lighting will fit right into the center right there. So the red and black will go on to the left side there. And then the white and yellow will be on the right side. So let's go ahead and put those through. You may just need to lift the reflector panel just a tad bit. And then we will bend the wires a little bit as well. And then we will do the same thing onto the other side. So as you can see, we now got the lighting installed. Just be careful not to move the panel around too much because the windows are not secured yet. And then we will be securing the panel here with 2 BP screws. We'll be installing the 2 screws here in the center tube first. So let's go ahead and screw those in. So now that we got these screws in, we'll go ahead and tighten up the screws. And just make sure that we don't tighten it too much. All the pieces are plastic. Okay, so now that the 2 screws are in, so what we're going to do next is we're going to take 2 of the lighting, the wires for the lighting here, and then we'll be installing the lightings on just one of the lightings each on this side here, so that both for both ends we will be using the white and the yellow wires for the lightings. Let's go ahead and put those in. So we will bend the lighting just a little bit again, and then we will put it in place on both sides. Slide that in, bend it, and then we will be attaching 4 more BP screws. So the BP screws will go into these 2 holes on either end. So let's go ahead and screw that in. So now that all the screws are in, we will be attaching this panel here onto the scuttle frame. So let's go ahead and bring in the scuttle frame to secure that in. So what we're going to do next, as you can see, we got the scuttle frame here. So we're going to slide the wirings right through this portion down at the bottom. So let's go ahead and slide all the wires through. Then these 2 wires will slide through the other side. Then basically the wirings for the 2 lights on the bottom is going to slide right through the gaps on the bottom here. So if we zoom in so you guys can see, the wiring's going to fit right in through there. And then basically we will be securing this panel in place with 2 DP screws, and the DP screws will go right into those 2 holes in the center there, and then secure this panel in place. So let's go ahead and get the screws to screw that in. So as you can see, we have all the we have one of the panels now installed. So if we turn the entire frame over, you can see we have the panel installed to the skeletal frame now. We just make sure that the wirings actually go through the opening right there. And then next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna install the lighting for the it is the red and black wiring that we did not install. So basically that will come right into that gap on both sides, and then it's gonna slide right in through there. So let's go ahead and do that. So just like that. And then what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take the 2 deck plates that we built in stage 4, and then we're gonna actually remove the 2 screws that's attaching the 2 deck plates or hull plates, rather, or the hull sections. And then we will get those 2 separated. Just make sure we don't lose any of the escape pod pieces there. And then we'll set that one aside, set the screws aside, and then we will bring in the entire frame back with the piece that we just took off as well. And then what we're gonna do next, we'll be installing this deck plate onto this section here. So basically the wirings for the right side is gonna go in through the opening right in here. So it's gonna slide right through. So let's go ahead and slide that wiring through. I did skip one step, which is to tape the wirings together. I just don't know exactly where the wirings are gonna go, so I don't wanna tape it now. But that's entirely up to you. If you wanna tape it, you can go ahead and do that. And then we're gonna slide, we're gonna slide this wiring right through this section of the hole in the frame here. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna secure that in place from the back side with 2 DP screws. So go ahead and flip it over. And then just need to make sure that all the wirings. Then we will be securing that plate or that hull section in place with 2 DP screws. Okay, for the next step, what we're gonna do is we are gonna take another part of the deck panel here that was built in stage 4. We're gonna need to slightly unloosen the screws holding the reflector in order to take out the lighting for the wire, the red and blue wire. So I believe we're gonna have to feed that through the skeletal frame, I think on the small gap here. So we're gonna go ahead and get that lighting on one side removed. Okay, so now that we got the lighting removed, what we are going to do is we are gonna pass the wiring in through this space right here. Then basically we're gonna flip the entire saucer section frame over again in order to secure that panel. So the wiring for this side is going to go through this gap, and the wiring for the right side is going to go through the gap that we passed the wire through. So basically you're going to feed the wire through that little space left, and then we're going to feed the lining back into the panel. And then we're going to retighten the reflector panel for the deck panel again. So go ahead and retighten those screws. Then once we retighten those screws, we're going to go ahead and secure the deck panel onto the skeletal frame using the two holes there, and we're going to secure that in place with two DP screws. So let's go ahead and screw those in. So now that the deck panel is installed, so as you can see right there, we got about 3 panels installed. This is one piece, even though it looks like 2 pieces. So next we'll be getting the metal deck panel here. These has been all plastic, but anyway, so we're gonna get this panel that we set up in I think stage 4 that we set aside earlier. Then we will be installing the window panels into this portion right here, and then we're gonna be installing that onto the skeletal frame. So let's go ahead and install those windows. Okay, so now that we got the windows installed, we will be installing the that panel onto the frame. So basically, if we turn the skeletal frame over, this panel will go right into this section right here. So, and then we will be securing that with 5 BM screws, or 6 BM screws, sorry, and then I believe 4 EM screws. So let's start with the BM screws. So the several screws. So the BM screws will be used to secure the panel to the frame, and then the EM screws will be used to secure the panelings together. So the BM screws will go into there. So let's go ahead and screw the panel to the frame first. Then we will be taking 4 EM screws and then securing the panel pieces together. So the EM screws will go into these screw holes right there. So now that these screws are in, we'll go ahead and turn it over to see how it looks like. So yeah, basically they all look pretty much nice and flush so far. I don't know about the light bleed. For the next step, it says to tape the wiring, but we're gonna go ahead and skip that, at least for now. And then we're gonna go ahead and now test the lighting instead. So we're gonna get our battery pack and circuit board again, which is right here. The battery board and the not the battery board, the battery pack, and the circuit board. Then we're going to connect the battery pack to slot E on the board here. So we're going to connect the lighting to slot C. The lighting that we're going to test is basically the one for this panel here that we set up earlier in the stage. So we're going to take this wiring that's connected to, I believe, the center of the panel, and connect that to slot C. And then, as you can see, if you turn off the light there, you can see the lighting is working right there for the center one. So then we are going to connect the other lighting wirings as well, just to test, which will be these two there. So we will disconnect and see, yep, as you see, that one is working. So well, turn the studio lights back on. So that's basically it for the testing. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna install the dorsal phaser array, which is this piece right here. It's gonna fit into this slot right there. So just fit it in, and then we're gonna flip this over and then secure that with 3 DP screws. So let's go ahead and screw that in. One thing to note for you guys, I did forget to install some of the lighting. So before you install this panel here, make sure to install the lighting for this panel on top here, and then also install the last piece of lighting wire that came in this stage, we will install the yellow and white wire to the top here, and then install or secure this panel back in, so you don't need to unscrew it and secure it back. That's my fault there. But just to let you know, so you guys don't forget like I did. Okay, so now that the deck panels or the hull panels are installed onto the frame here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to the skeletal frame for the drive section. So basically, first we're gonna get the frame for the drive section that we got in the previous pack, and then this is the frame that we got in this stage for stage 19. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach this over to the frame right here. So basically it's going to just overlap right onto these screw holes, right, just like that. And then we're going to use 10 BM screws to secure that in place. So let's go ahead and screw those in, and then we will be right back. So as you can see, we now got the two skeletal frame pieces in together for the drive section. So that is basically it for stage 19. So in stage 20, as you can see, looks like we'll be creating another set of the deck panels and installing the windows on that, and then installing the couple of deck panel pieces also created previously onto the saucer section. And looks like they included the battery pack for the drive section, but we won't be using it in this stage. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, as you can see, if we zoom in, we have the deck panel here included in stage 20. So we will be installing the escape hatch panels along with the both the blackened windows and the clear windows as well. So we'll go ahead and install the windows and then show you that once it's finished. So we'll be right back. Okay, so now that we have all the windows and the escape pod hatches installed, what we'll be doing next is we'll be taking the one of the lighting wires included in the stage and the reflector panel here, and then we'll be adding the lighting on the right side, which is the both lights. So the red and black will go on the bottom, the yellow and white wire on top. So basically, we will be placing that over the deck panel. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to secure one side in place first with one BP screw. So go ahead and put a BP screw on the right side in order to hold the reflector panel in place. And then next, what we're going to do is we're going to take the another set of the lights, and then we're going to install just one, which is the red and black right here. So the red and black is going to go onto this piece of the light placement, just like that. And then we're going to put in the two remaining BP screws to secure that reflector panel in place. So as you can see, we got the reflector panel and the lights installed onto this deck panel here. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to test the lighting. So if we zoom back out just a little bit, so we're going to place the battery pack again into slot, or connect the battery pack to slot E on the circuit board. And then we're going to test the lighting by connecting them to slots B and D. So one goes to D, and one of them goes to slot B. Then hold on, probably need to dim the studio lights so you guys can see the lighting better. As you can see, the lighting is working. So now that we have tested the lights, we will go ahead and install that panel onto the skeletal frame. So we'll go ahead and disconnect the test board here. So we'll bring in our skeletal frame, and then basically what we're going to do is we're going to attach this deck panel here onto this section right here. So basically, once you feed the wire through, we're going to secure that with two DP screws for this panel, and then we're going to add the remaining DP screw onto the other panel as well. So let's go ahead and screw the panel in. So now that the panel is all secured, what we're going to do is we're going to get another panel that we, I believe, set up in stage 18. And then we're going to basically install that panel. So if we flip the entire section over and then zoom out for you guys. So basically we'll be installing the panel made in stage 18 onto this section right above here. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the panel that we built in stage 18. So we'll basically installing it somewhere right here. So it'll kind of look like that. And then we are going to secure that panel into place with two BM screws. So let's go ahead and screw that in. So as you can see, we now have the screws installed. So we'll go ahead and tighten up the screws. Make sure they are secure in place. And then once we flip this over, so we can see. If we zoom out just a little bit, so we can see all the deck panels that we have installed so far. So in this stage we installed the deck panel for this part here, and then got one from stage 18 as well. I believe the stage 18 one is metal. Then these parts, some of the panels are plastic. I think the panels on the outside here are plastic, and so far these two are metal. But anyways, that is it for stage 20. So in stage 21, we will be installing the battery pack that we got from the previous stage, and installing that to the skeletal frame for the drive section here. And then we will be also setting up another deck panel and installing that to the skeletal frame for the saucer section. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, we will be installing the battery pack onto the skeletal frame right here. So if we untangle the wire and the switch that attached there. So basically the battery pack will attach to these two screws here, screw holes there. It's gonna go right on top, just like that, and then it's gonna be secured in place with two BM screws. So let's go ahead and screw them in. So now that the battery pack is in, we will be installing this washer. So if we zoom in, this little, not washer, the nut. The nut's going to go right into this battery pack, this little hole that's shaped like a nut. So it's going to just slide right in there. Just like that, and then we're gonna secure, put the cover onto it. So basically, the cover has a little notch right there. The notch is gonna point to the front, so basically it's gonna attach right just like that. And then we're gonna secure that cover into place with two BP screws. So now that the screws are in, just make sure you don't over tighten the screws, since the battery box or the pack is plastic along with the cover and everything. So we're not going to break anything. So now that the entire battery box and the cover for the nut and everything is installed, we'll set this piece aside, and then we will bring in the piece here, this metal deck panel here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to install the dorsal phaser array, which is right here. It's going to line up with the holes on there, and then we're going to secure that, screw that into place with 3 CP screws. So let's go ahead and screw them in. So as you can see, now that we got the phaser array installed there. We're gonna next install the transporter emitter, which is this piece right here. We're gonna basically stick it onto there. There's already an adhesive pad, so we just remove that backing for it. So just peel that off, and then we're gonna stick that right onto this indentation right there, and just make sure that the transporter emitter is stick on tight to this metal deck plate or deck panel there. So now that is done, what we're going to do next is we're going to install the windows here and the escape pods. So basically we're going to do the windows and escape pods here again. So we'll install that and show you when that is done. So as you can see, we now got all the escape pods and the windows installed. The escape pod and windows in this step here is not secure yet until we install the deck panel. So to the skull frame, so we'll bring this piece here back, and then basically this piece here is gonna connect or install to this section here. So we're gonna install it from the back side, and then we're gonna attach one BP screw into this hole here. So let's go ahead and get one BP screw, or one BM screw, my bad. We're going to install one BM screw here. So let's go ahead and install one in order to at least secure the panel into place, and all the escape pod panels and the windows won't fall off. Let me know down in the comments below, are you gluing your windows and escape pod hatches onto the deck panel, or are you just following the instructions like I am, and they are just kind of loose but still in place? Let me know. So as you can see, we now got the deck screw installed for this deck panel. Next, what we'll be doing is we'll be getting the lighting that came in with this in the stage. Then we will be slightly opening it up. Then we're going to slide the wiring in between the skull frame and the deck panel, right there. So go ahead and slide that in. It's going to slide in just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the yellow and black side of the lighting. So it may have been better to put the yellow and the black on the other side. So basically the yellow and the black lighting is going to go into the bottom deck panel right here. It's going to slide right in. So now that we got the lighting on this side, on the top side of that deck panel installed, we're going to take the blue and black wire for the lighting that is still not connected for this piece of wire, and we're going to slide that through and then connect it to this position there. So once that is all, once the lighting is installed, we'll go ahead and secure the deck panel. And then we're going to install the rest of the screws, which will be the BM screws again. And we're going to use all 5 to secure this piece of the deck panel. In stage 22, we will be building another deck panel, installing the windows and escape pod hatches and such, and then installing that onto the suction frame. And then also starting to work on the drive section as well. So let's get started. So as you can see here, we have the deck panel for stage 22. So we will be installing the escape pod hatches as well as all the windows. So we'll go ahead and do that and be right back. So now that we got all the escape pod hatches and windows installed, next we will be installing the lighting to the reflector here. So we'll be taking 2 pieces of the lighting cable or the wire, and then we will be attaching the yellow and white part of the wire to the reflector on both sides. So we'll go ahead and separate the wire a little bit, and they will install both just like that. And then we're going to flip this over and install the reflector to the deck panel. So basically it's going to install just like that. Then we're going to secure that in place with 2 BP screws. So now that we got the screws installed onto the reflector, which is installed onto the deck panel, as you can see right here, we'll be installing this piece of the deck panel onto the saucer section. Then what we're going to do is we will be installing this piece over to this section. If we so probably just need to zoom it out a little bit. So again, we'll be installing this piece of the deck panel over to this section of the saucer section. So once the DP screws are in, that is basically it for the saucer section. And then now we're going to move on to the drive section. So I'll set this entire piece aside. Yeah, so for the saucer section, it's starting to look very nice once we start getting everything all together. So let's move on to the drive section. So for the drive section, we'll be taking the hull over here that we got in the previous stage. This part of the hull is all metal. So next, what we'll be doing is we will be taking the docking latches that we have here. So the ones that are that has the top part, it's curved on one corner. The curved corner will be facing towards the center. So it will be placed like that. And then the latches with the top portion that has 2 that are notched, as you can see. The top part of the notch is actually facing a little bit facing to the is sticking out. Portion that is sticking out from the docking latches is actually facing downwards. Later on, that will hook onto the skeletal frame for the drive section. Just one thing, the notches are also facing towards the outside as well, so it will be just like that. So when we get the skeletal frame for the drive section, it'll line up directly into the little compartment for the frame. So you can see now that the top portion of the docking latches are kind of flush to the skeletal frame. And then we will be securing the frame to the hull with 6 BM screws. So let's go ahead and screw that in. So we got the screws in, so we'll go ahead and tighten up the screws. Just to make sure. Okay, so now that all the screws are tight, so if you take a look, we can see the locking latches kind of sticks up when the soft section is attached. I know it's looking nice so far. So next, what we will be doing is we will be installing the PCB board onto the battle section. So this is the board. We will be installing the board right over here. The side of one of the connector slots has an opening. It's on the towards is facing the left side. Then we will be securing that in with 2 FM screws on the bottom. So we'll start with that. So let's get 2 FM screws. And then next we will be using 2 BM screws to secure the top of the PCB board. So let's get the BM screws. So now that the board is secured into place, what we'll be doing next is we'll be taking the lighting. So as you can see, this lighting has a kind of like a splitter here with 2 lights on two lights that are red and black, with red and black wires on one end, and then we have a green and yellow wired light. So we'll be separating green and yellow one from the red and black, kind of like that. And then basically we will be feeding that, feeding each of the red and black lights right through these two parts here. Sorry, these two parts there. So it's gonna kind of go right through there. Splitter is gonna be in front of the battery pack, right at the neck of the drive section. Then we will set this one aside for the moment. And then basically this wire is going to connect to the lower left part of the PCB board. So let's go ahead and connect that. And then basically we're going to place this, it's going to go that loop underneath again, and then come back out through the side hole of the skull frame. And then we'll repeat that on the other side as well. So it'll be just like that. And then next we'll be getting the hull with the impulse engine part for the drive section, which includes the shuttle bay doors and stuff. So this part's going to go in here just like that. So basically it's going to install just like that. Just make sure you don't bend any of the wiring. And then it's going to be secured in place with 3 CP screws. So let's go ahead and screw that in. So once the screws are in, we'll go ahead and tighten everything up. As you can see, we now have the rear of the drive section installed. There may be a gap here. I'll need to see later on whether if once the other side of the home is mounted, whether that will be a problem or not. But for now, we will move on to the next step, which is then to connect all the wirings to the PCB board. So let's go ahead and do that. So the wirings for the ones that are close to the left side is going to go through the left side of the battery pack. And then next we will be installing the battery. And then we'll be using the battery cover and the screw from the tester battery pack. So power that, and then we will then attach the battery cover and everything into place. And then next we will be taking the bridge, the battle bridge right here. It's 2 magnets, so basically it's going to cover up the access panel for the battery pack. So it's going to go in just like, it's going to attach via magnet just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to now connect the switch. So there's the connector for the switch. It's going to connect right into that 2-pin connector on the top left. So let's go ahead and connect that. So after that, once we will test the lights by switching it on. As you can see, do need to, I think maybe need to adjust the battery cover a little bit. But basically, if I push the battery cover in further, the lights will work. So let me turn off the, just to show you guys, let me turn off the overhead light, so you can see how the lighting will look. So as you can see, we got the beacon lights on the side, as well as the impulse engine and the lights on the for the windows. So I just need to adjust the cover there for the battery cover. But anyways, that is basically it for stage 22 and for pack number. So in pack 6, we installed install the deck panels to the framework of the saucer section here. So you can see a lot of the panels are already installed, and then we also installed the hull or deck panels onto the drive section here. So and then we tested all the lightings and make sure it'll work. I just need to adjust the battery cover there. It's not tight enough, so I need to push it in with a little bit more force in order to get the lights working. So I need to adjust the battery cover. But other than that, so far it is looking really nice. Can't wait to see what Pack 7 has in store for us. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.